Well, he's one of the most talented men in Hollywood. Gary Janetti has been responsible for some of our favourite shows like Will and Grace and also Family Guy.
But he became a household name when he created a character based on Prince George. Only this time, he's just a little bit sassy.
I work harder than any of my days tomorrow. I think this playdate is a big success.
Oh, certainly, sir. I haven't had this much fun.
Okay, well, of course it's more fun than whatever life event you were about to reference. Your life's a low bar.
He's a lot sassy. Now, the Emmy-nominated writer is coming to Australia to share stories from his best-selling books. And Gary Janetti joins us now from our LA studio. Gary, thank you so much for being with us. You're a man who wears many hats. Tell us what happens at an evening-ish with Gary Janetti.
Oh, thanks, Matt. Well, there have been very few so far, but I read essays from my books. I interact with the audience, and strangely, if you're unaware, the audience brings me blueberry muffins usually because part of my thing on Instagram is dissecting blueberry muffins, which I know is odd, but that's what happens.
That and a whole lot more. We just saw a little clip then where we stumbled across your Instagram during the pandemic. Although I was an early adopter, I was there long before the.
You're one of the originals,
I was one of the
Carl.
original Gary Janetti fans.
Oh,
you created,
thanks, Kylie.
You created this voice for Prince George. Did you expect things to blow up by making George this, let's call him sassy, this sassy little toddler?
Yeah, I did not. You know, I didn't expect it to blow up at all. It kind of just started when I saw a photo of him going to school and he looked very attitude-y, and I thought, oh, I'll write a meme, a caption to go with that photo, and I just intended it to be a one post on my Instagram. And then I maybe did another, and it slowly kind of became this thing, and I then expanded the world more and more. And yeah, but no, it was a complete surprise.
It was just brilliant, and that expanded world, as you call it, Gary, it turned into a television series where effectively no one was off limits. What was the feedback you received originally, and did you ever get any feedback at all from the royals?
Well, I think it would be, you know, a little beneath them to give me the feedback directly. But yeah, I don't think that they were too happy about it. You know, it was everything. It was all meant, you know, if you've seen the show, and we in the States have seen it, I think outside of the States, there has been some hesitancy because the royal family, yeah, was not that into it. But everything is meant in really good fun. And there was actually nothing problematic outside of the show existing in the first place.
Not that into it.
It's a great summary.
They don't have a big sense of humor. Who knew?
So you live in LA, of course. Harry and Meghan live in LA too, Montecito. Are you worried about ever crossing paths with them, or have you crossed paths with them?
I'm not worried, and I've never crossed paths with them, and I don't expect I don't think we travel in the same circles. So yeah, but no, I'm not worried at all. I like them. I mean, everything. If they had seen the show, I think they come off kind of the best. So I think it's okay.
Gary, you're of course adored by people around the world for your work on the extremely funny Will and Grace. I really don't think that's an overstatement. What is it like?
It could be a slight overstatement.
Is it? I don't think so. What's it like to write and work on a sitcom like that and have it received in such a beautiful way?
Oh, well, thanks. You know, first of all, I mean, I didn't create Will and Grace. I was one of the writers on the show for a bunch of years, and there were a group of about, I'm going to say 10 of us. So it was a very collaborative show to work on, and it was an extraordinary experience. The actors I adore. They're all obviously the most talented actors on TV, a group of people. So to get to have that experience, it was also like doing live theater, you know, once a week, the nights that we filmed. And that's a very unique, special kind of experience that to be able to do that with the actors at that skill level was, and then also, you know, a show at the time that had a gay lead, gay protagonists. It was actually a very groundbreaking in a way that I recognize more now than when I was in it at the moment.
Yeah, funny and brilliant, just fabulous. We've only just scratched the surface of your work, but we'd like to play a game with you to learn just a little bit more. It's called...
Nobody told me about games. Okay, let's go.
Playing games. This is the game. Play this tune.
The good stuff. Who do you think you are? Mr. Big Stuff.
So So, Gary, I'm going to show you a photo of someone you worked with or are friends with, and you tell us something quick about them.
He looks mildly terrified,
It does
doesn't
look
he?
terrified, and I'm happy
Okay,
about that. So, just a quick little story or one word that, something we may not know about them. Let's kick it off with, an up-and-comer in the entertainment industry, Bette Midler.
Oh, Bette Midler. Do you know, I remember a story of working on Bette's show. Dolly Parton was a guest star on one episode, and we have, at the first day of every episode, you do a table reading, and we all sat around the table, and in that episode, Bette and Dolly sang Islands in the Stream together, and they were sitting directly across from me, just singing it a cappella, and I remember thinking, like, how did you get here? You're from Queens. For those of you who don't know, Queens is one of New York City's boroughs, and it felt like I had gotten very far, from where I started, and so that I think of when I think of Bette.
What a special moment. What about Will and Grace favourite, Meghan Mullally?
You know what? There are so many Meghan Mullally moments that are just, there's kind of too many. I would say every single thing that she did. And I adored writing for Meghan because you could say the most awful things. You could have Karen say the most awful things. But because Meghan has an innate kind of vulnerability and humanity, she could get away with anything, and that's because of how special she is. In any other actor's hands, those horrible things might sound horrible. But for her, you could do anything, and she was fearless. Brilliant.
The original Karen. So Ian McKellen.
Sir Ian, I love Ian. I just saw him in London. I actually did my event in London before I'm bringing it to an evening-ish with, me. And Ian came to the show with Derek Jacobi, who I wrote Vicious for the both of them in London. And the first time I was in London, I was 19 years old, and I saw Ian performing on stage in Coriolanus. And then I was like, oh my God, Ian is coming to this. It was like he was the only person in the audience. And afterwards, he said, well done. And I was like, okay, now. That's all that, I love him.
Well, as we said, we've just scratched the surface.
I of course made them about me, I guess. Ian's was about me somehow.
But you did it subtly, Gary.
Thank you, Matt.
Congratulations on your whole body of work, and we can't wait to find out more. To do that, we can buy a ticket for an evening-ish with Gary Janetti. They're on sale now. I'm going to put all the details over on themorningshow.com.au. Thanks,
Thank
Gary.
you.
See you.
I love Australia so much. I can't wait to come.
We can't wait to see you. Say hi to Brad.
I will.
Husband. Yes.
I walked here. I'm gonna walk home and say hi to Brad.
Fabulous stylist Brad Goretsky. He's been on this show before.
Amazing. Great to chat, Gary. Thank you.